Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I am Violette de Ayala. I'm the founder and CEO of FemCity, and you're joining me today for our Wednesday Wisdom series. I have Christi Norfleet on with me today. She is a marketing, scaling, systems, operations guru, and I think that covered it all. And she's incredibly knowledgeable when it comes to marketing small businesses. That is her jam. So today I asked her to join me today to talk about how to create a good offer, meaning what is something that you can create to get people to bite so they get to know you so you can add them to your sales funnel so that you can convert it into a sale. That's what we're going to talk about today. So if you are watching live, which I see already, almost 10 people watching live, which is great. I didn't expect anyone because it's close to the holiday season. So, or rather, it is the holiday season. If you're watching live, feel free to ask questions. If you're watching the replay later on, because I know many of you watch the replay on the weekends and catch up, you can always reach out to any of our FemCity experts, including, of course, Christi. We want your success. We want to see your business thrive and flourish and grow. We want to see you make a lot of money. So that is our intention collectively for all of you that are watching today. Christi, do you want to add anything before we get started?
Well, yeah, actually, so I have a little picture that I want to show that also might help along the way. So at some point I might try and share my screen. Fingers crossed I pick the right thing to pull up.
It's been wonky lately in technology. So I think it's the universe saying time to take a break and take it easy.
Yep.
All right. For those of you that are gearing up for 2022, or perhaps you are looking to have offers now for the next 2 weeks of 2021, this is for you. So my first question to you is, Christi, is how do I know what would be a good offer? I think that's what a lot of our members want to know. They say, you know what, I heard I need to have an offer, but how do I know what would be a good offer in order to convert that traffic into sales?
So I think to start with, I think the best thing you can do is look where you've had success in the past. So if you've had offers, if you've had a lead magnet before, if you've had other like free things that you've given away, look at what has been the past success, or even the past, like what has not worked. So the best indicator of whether or not something is a good offer is, what's currently working in your business. And so that also includes, so like if you're in the world, like you're kind of wanting to test something out, like talk to your existing clients, talk to your existing community, because they're going to help you with market research. So identifying and knowing who your ideal client is going to be a big help in making sure that, that you're reaching them. So I'm not going to talk to a coach the same way I talk to an attorney over here, because the verbiage, the lingo, the language, and even the look and the feel of how I market that content is going to be different from, one audience to another. So knowing who your audience is and doing a little bit of market research with them will give you some feedback as to whether or not you're on the right track.
Love that. And so I'm taking notes, and I'm thinking there are probably some of our members that are saying, what if I've never done anything like this? So I would not know what would work because I don't have any data. I don't have any metrics. I'm thinking that probably you would say something to the effect of look to see what others that are similar to you are offering. That might be a good place. Is that your recommendation?
Yeah. And then the other thing that I would say is that I think the FemCity community is diverse. And, like you've got people in my world that are like, in the marketing side and the sales side, you've got systems people, and then you've got people in the service space that are, helping coaches and clients, they're healers, they're, so like FemCity is not like a bubble of everybody's the same. And so, I feel like this is a really great community. If you want feedback, reach out to the people in this group, because there's nothing but love and support. And that may also come in the shape of, hey, I think you need to change this. Your title needs a little work here, or something along those lines, ultimately, because it's going to help you be successful.
Love that. Love that. And I was taking notes as you were sharing your first couple of tips. And I was thinking also, you had mentioned reaching out to people that are in your demographic or existing clients to see. But I love that you just share that you can utilize the FemCity community. You can create a focus group there as well of saying to yourself, I know, like you said, I know I'm going to be targeting attorneys as an example. So let me reach out to 5 diverse attorneys, meaning one does real estate, one does divorce attorney, like, I don't know, mixing it up, and then asking them for advice and feedback will help to narrow your scope so that you are more clear and direct. As you mentioned, the lingo, the words are going to be different based on who you're targeting when you create your offer.
Totally. In fact, so I have a product, or I have an offer that I'm rolling out at the first of the year. It's still in beta mode, and two femmes that are also my clients are testing it for me right now. So they've offered to review and give me feedback, because ultimately I'm going to pay to run ads to that particular product. So if I'm creating an offer that's a total miss, then I'm going to just be throwing my money away. So I want to start by finding out, okay, so if you're my ideal client, like, does this resonate with you? Does this work for you? Like, what would you recommend changing to make this more impactful, more meaningful, resonate better with you? Those kinds of things.
Awesome. All right. So we have some love that came through. I just want to highlight. So Jennifer's watching us on LinkedIn, and she says, tuning in as I plan a giveaway for a client. Perfect timing. We love that, Jennifer. Keep in touch. Let us know what you create. When you do, tag us. We'll give some love on that as well. We want you to succeed. And Sonia, who's another FemCity Global member, added, if your target is a young male or a 50-year-old woman, your offers will be different. So I love that as well.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead. My next question for you is, so at the end of the day, right, women want to know in our community, how do I create one that will bring me leads? I know that's like, at the end of the day, that's what we all want. We want leads. We want those leads to convert to sales and add money in our pocket. So how do I create one?
Okay, so I'm going to say this from the perspective of, like, you're selling something, but the same rules apply if you're talking about a free offer versus a paid offer. And that is that the best customer is a repeat customer. So if you have people in your community, in your database, whether they've purchased high ticket items, low ticket items, doesn't really matter, or also they've never purchased anything at all, maybe they need a longer process to get to know you, to see what you're all about, to understand that your offering is something that's really going to help them make a difference, So, like, I have this guy who I've been following for years. I call him my boyfriend, and I absolutely adore everything he does, but I had actually never bought anything from him. All of the stuff that he had given away for free was of such great value, and I didn't need that other thing. And then one day he released this product that was, like, literally right place, right time. And so, like, it was an easy thing for me to say, yes, I want to buy from him today. So, like I was saying, so, like, your best customer, your best prospect for starters is going to be to tap into your existing list. So, and if you don't have a list, then again, looking at communities like FemCity or other networking groups, building your community online, whether that be from your website or from social media or, slow organic growth, because sometimes people are on a budget and they've got to figure out how to generate that growth. But, making offers and consistently giving value gives people the opportunity to build that know, like, and trust. And we've talked about that know, like, and trust in lots of different shapes and forms and that sort of thing. But ultimately, that free offer, that free giveaway is going to be the way that someone understands and learns who you are. It establishes your degree of experience and authority and gives you a little bit more street cred and credibility. So continuing to give a value gives people an opportunity to taste you in different ways and learn the different things that you have to offer and the value that you can add.
Yeah. And I love that you mentioned some people take a little bit longer. And I love that story of yourself with this, this guy that you love everything he's sharing. You're like, like I get like almost stalker, like, what are they doing now? Where are they going? What are they, what are they sharing? So it took you even a long time to make that purchase from someone. So I love that reminder, because there are so many femmes that will say, I started this offer and I got only 2 bites or 3 bites. Sometimes it does take people a couple more touches before they actually give you money in exchange for a service or product or good. As an example, we had our FemCity Miami, or one of our FemCity Miami events a couple months ago, and we had 2 members there that have been watching me on Instagram for years, and then they finally went ahead and joined FemCity. So sometimes it does take people a little bit longer. Sometimes people are like ready right there and then for what you have to offer. It just fits their needs.
And that's not even about money. So sometimes, like if your offer is or your products are high ticket items. So for example, I worked with quite a few swim spa and hot tub sellers. Like you're talking a $20,000 investment. People are generally not going to just walk in and write you a check. And also that same thing can be true for a low priced item. And so it might just take time. And so never underestimate the power of that value over the long term. And that also means you have to have a long term. So you don't just make your offer and give it away. And I'm kind of getting ahead of myself and I think our questions, and then just let them, I say, fall off a cliff. So what do you do after you've given them that goodie?
Yes. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So how do femmes start to market it? So let's say they've crafted their offer, they've done their focus group, they've tweaked the copy so that it really resonates with the person that's reading it. How do they start to market that offer?
I would say anywhere you have exposure, share it. So again, in terms of social media or in groups like FemCity or other networking or leads groups, putting it on your website. So I know yesterday there was, you did a training on SEO. So when you're making changes to your website, it is helping the algorithms and the ticklers identify, hey, this is a live site. This is somewhere that we should pay attention to. So when you are adding new products and new offerings to your website, you're doing yourself and your business a service by, making something that's of use and of value. And also it's a great opportunity for somebody to see, hey, here's this person who's got this really cool thing that they're giving away, but there's all this other stuff. And so that offer may very well lead to a sale simply by seeing what other things that you have to say and reveal about your business on your website itself. But social media, so when I release a new free offer, I share it in FemCity. I share it in my social media groups. Whenever we do our networking things, hey, I've got this free thing. I'm going to post the link in the chat window. And all of that's organic. So you can pay gobs of money if you want to. You can pay little bits of money, and you can also do it organically. So how you go about doing that is really ultimately up to you in terms of like, what's your budget? What's your ultimate goal? So if you're in the business of a one-to-one relationship, spending a lot of resources on paid advertising may not be the answer for you, because you may end up creating volume that you can't keep or sustain. And on the other side, you may need to pay to advertise because the volume is actually what's going to help you be successful.
Love that. Okay. I guess what kind of copy, marketing, or supplemental elements do they need to create?
So I think that, okay, so if it's okay, I'd love to show you. Yeah. Actually, I'll wait until the other one. So what I think about is to sort of chart out what's the ideal journey here. So, we talk about funnels, we talk about the customer journey, and those things are all kind of like, there's some similarities and overlap in terms of what they accomplish, but you need a page, like an offering page, so if we're doing a free offer, then it's an opt-in. So what we're doing is we're trading something of value, and the currency that the person is giving us is their contact information. So in exchange for my freebie, I'm giving you my name and my email, which means consciously or subconsciously that you are authorizing or giving permission to market to them. Quick caveat to that: by law, you're required to ask them a second time to confirm their email. So, that's kind of how that works. But the opt-in page is one piece. If you're making this offer online, and then ultimately a place for them to deliver that resource. And I'm really sorry that my cat.
It's okay, because usually I have Georgie here, but I had Margot take him out because it would have been your cat and my dog and your cat and it would have been like.
Yeah, and he's a kitten, so he's like, he has these zoomy moments, and but he's not behind the screen, so I'm grateful for that. So I'm just gonna keep rolling with it.
Yeah, we're super good. Go ahead.
Okay, so opt-in page to the delivery. So you'd have to have a thank you page. So what happens when they fill out the form? So we need to have some awareness about what that looks like on the receiving side. And what I tell people, especially with a free offer, is this is their first taste of you. So you teach them how you interact with them. So if you have that long-term strategy of like, I'm going to market to these people on an ongoing basis, and every time you give a free offer, it's different, then you leave room for confusion. So I always recommend that, because email marketing is a big part of what I do, that I instruct on the thank you page to check their email. And that helps with email engagement, which helps with deliverability. And so I never give away a resource on the thank you page. And some people do, and that's totally fine. But I want to train them to check their email. I want to train them to look for my emails as the place to deliver that resource. And then I want to have a series of follow-ups because I want to know, are they satisfied? Did my tool meet their need? What's my call to action for them to take this to the next step? So I may not go from, or I most of the time I wouldn't go from a free offer to buy my stuff. I may want to give them a bit of a journey that gives them an idea about who I am, what to expect from me moving forward. Like, this is how I communicate with people. This is how you can learn more about Confluence Business Solutions. This is how I have helped and impacted other people. Excuse me. And these are the problems that I'm solving. And I want to create that opportunity and that picture for that prospective client of, like, these are things that my ideal client really struggles with. And then I'm able to show them this is how I can help those people. And if that messaging is resonating with them, I'm warming them up to what it could be like to work with me. Does that make sense?
Totally. All right. So let me check the comments.
So basically, like, to, recap what all that is some way of making an offer, some way of then saying, okay, your offer has been received. And let me tell you, when that part doesn't work, it wreaks havoc and people freak out. So it absolutely matters. And then the delivery of that resource and any sort of follow-up. And because I love numbers, I'm going to share some numbers. So only 2% of people will take action after a first ask. And a couple years ago, when I first started getting into marketing, they said it was an average of 5 to 7 touches for somebody to make a purchase. And now it's upwards of 12 to 20 plus touches. So when I talk about what that email journey could look like, and that could be text message, it could be all kinds of things, it absolutely matters. And then the last little statistic I'll share is that so 44% of small businesses follow up. So what's the other number? Because I don't do math. So like 66%, something like that.
56.
Yeah, let's do that live, do math live. That's not me. So 66% of small businesses do not follow up. So lost opportunities there. So if you follow up and you're part of that 66%, it's something that's really going to set you apart from your competition.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So let's get some comments going. All right. So Sonia said, what do they care about? What do they want to hear? What do you offer them? People are in different phases throughout life and may need your product service later in life. Absolutely. And then Annie Freed. I haven't seen Annie Freed in forever. She was our FemCity Raleigh president for years. Love her. On point. Awesome. Love that little Cuban flag also. All right. So let me go back to my notes. Okay, so we talked about the elements. So what are some tips that you can share to make it successful and generate leads and sales? What are some things that you see as an expert in this field that you want Fems to know?
Okay, so I would love to show a little picture.
Okay.
Oh, good. It is ready to go. Okay. Let's share screen. I'm going to share this one. Okay. So I can't see you, but I can see my screen. So I'm assuming you can see a fail-proof framework for finding clients.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. So this is my model. So this is, so in the marketing world, there's a term called life cycle marketing. And this is essentially my version of life cycle marketing. And so what we're talking about today is all about the attract stage of life cycle marketing. And in here, we have to know who our ideal client is. We have to know how to bring them into our community. And we need to start thinking about how we can give them a little bit of information to give them a taste of who we are and how we operate so that we can move to that next stage. But the reason I wanted to show it is because ultimately it's just sort of like the beginning. And so if you look at it in just like one small segment, then you kind of lose the bigger picture. And so when you think about that offer, be thinking about what's the next step. What do you want to achieve by giving away that free offer, that free gift? So how do you take them from that free offer to what I call indoctrination? And that's that teaching them and training them about, your process, your work, that sort of thing. And because the ultimate goal is for them to make the sale, is to convert them to a client. And so, be thinking about offer to conversion and all of the steps in between. And then that last part is ultimately how do you create that repeat customer? I think I lost your sound.
Thank you.
There you are.
Thank you so much for being so graceful about that. I muted myself to have a little sip of water, and then I forgot to unmute myself.
I thought it was cat.
So Facebook user, I wish I had your name. Sorry about that. But you can let us know. I'll give you a shout out. Good info about the 7 to 20 touches. I love that also, by the way, because that gives others the feeling of being calm and that there's nothing wrong with them. It just now takes actually 12 to 20 touches is what I wrote down. Yeah, so it's definitely a lot of touches. So if you're out there and you're feeling frustrated because you're not getting the sales, think about that statistic that Christi just mentioned, because it does take some time. And I think I have read, rather, the more expensive the item is, the more touches it will take.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I'm guessing for all of our our buckets of interests, we all, surf around on Facebook and we see those little $37 offers. I buy them all the time. I don't know the people. I generally don't go to the website. I can afford to spend $37. And what I'm doing is market research myself. Like, I want to see what other people's sales pages look like. I want to know what their user experience looks like. I want to know what their marketing looks like, because that's my world. But somebody else is going to have a similar experience in terms of, a free coaching session, or, this tool that makes bookkeeping, super easy, so that you're not having to spend so much time doing a client's books or things like that. So there's lots of tools out there, or, opportunities for you to sort of test the waters and also just get a little bit of experience as to how other people are doing it, so that you can, learn from what's working.
Awesome. All right. That was amazing. I actually took down a lot of notes. I'm like, I need to check our thank you note page. And I also need to, it's like, because we're preparing for 2022. So I'm looking at all this stuff, but I definitely wrote down 2 things that I need to start doing that you shared. So if it's valuable for me, I know it will be very valuable for all the women in our community. Christi, what is the best way for our members and those that follow us to connect with you if they want to learn more? I'm sure you have a great offer as well.
And I do. And I think probably my offer is probably the best way to connect with me. So, and I'm going to follow up with you. So I have an offer that comes with that diagram of the life cycle marketing, and it's called the Foolproof Framework for Finding Clients Fast. Say that 3 times fast. And so basically, it's just a quick and easy workbook to help you identify what that ideal client might look like, how to create that offer, and how to get it out to the masses. So I'll share that link with you so we can post it in the group.
Okay, awesome. And I'm going to probably post this over on Instagram. So when I post it over on Instagram, if you're watching this over there, I will have tagged Christi. So you can just go to the Instagram account and click on her Instagram. I'm sure she has a Linktree link in her bio, or it links to her offers page. So just head over there and take a look at that. Christi, this was amazing. Great. Every time we get together, I learn a bunch of new stuff. So I'm always very, very grateful that you've taken the time to share your wisdom with us. Thank you. And this is our last Wednesday Wisdom series of 2021. I cannot believe it. It went by so fast. 2020 was
campaign.
Yeah, the slowest year in the world. And then 2021 was like, oh my gosh, it was just the other day. It was like Valentine's Day, or Galentine's Day, as we say at FemCity. Anyway, thank you so much for all of you that haven't tried out FemCity. Head over to femcity.com. We have a great offer. Our 30-day trial membership is waiting for you. You can take us for a spin, see if we are the community for you. And we will see you in 2022. Wishing you all a beautiful end of the year. Lots of prosperity and abundance for 2022. Love you all, and we'll see you next time. Bye.